Hi, my name is Mark Salzwedel, and I've been a writer and editor for over 35 years. I've published stories and novels, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to avoid infodumping. So, first of all, let's define our terms. What is infodumping, and how does it compare to exposition? Infodumping is when you give information in a way that's heavy-handed or artificial in your narrative story. Exposition is when you slide it in context so that it doesn't draw attention to itself and interrupt the flow. The basic purposes of exposition is to keep readers from getting disoriented by telling them the where and the when of your story as soon as possible. The second purpose of exposition is to add to the plot or character building without interrupting the flow. So I've seen a lot of different writers attempt to do exposition and fail at it. Here are some of the ways they fail. Having a really long history that the reader doesn't really know why they need. Like at the beginning of Tolkien's books, for example, it's not a very good idea. Second, people give descriptions with details that are essentially red herrings. They're useless information. It's just the author's attempt to make a more complete picture, but it doesn't drive the plot or the character at all. Another thing that writers often will do that's an error in exposition is they will introduce information in the story that the reader doesn't need yet. And it would make more sense to reveal it later when the reader actually has questions that you could answer with that exposition. And sometimes in an attempt just to get the character information or the plot or the world building information out soon, people will get kind of heavy-handed in the way they get their exposition out, and you can see it most often where characters are thinking, remembering, or saying things that they and the others around them already know. So, how do you get around infodumping? It's really pretty easy. One easy mechanism is to have a neophyte character who needs things explained to him or her. Another is to reveal the backstory through a conflict, a memory, or a physical detail. Think of somebody commenting on someone's scar or a crater in the landscape. What that could tell about the world or the situation that you're describing in your plot. Good exposition makes sure that you answer most of the reader's questions as they come up, but not all of them. You should leave one or maybe two pieces of information for a little bit later after they're asking the question. That helps drive interest and suspense for the reader. You can also introduce a scene in which there's an event in which the characters have an opportunity to reminisce, like a funeral or a reunion. And finally, try to think of the revealing of exposition as being like sprinkling breadcrumbs. Ideally, you want to only do a little at a time, not a big info dump all at once. That's only going to make people's eyes roll. They're going to think they're back in school, or they're going to think you're a bad writer. Don't be a bad writer. Follow me for more information about how to be a better writer. And if you're interested, check out the two books that you'll see presented on the screen next.